see a major shift in how Dubai, where I guess in the fintech space was almost following to becoming a global leader. So we hope some of these regulations get passed and things like that. And we see a different UAE in terms of blockchain, major scale global presence to make even the Switzerland and the small islands and the Estonias of the world feel like something in the past. So I hope that happens. Right, with that, I would like to welcome our next keynote speaker, Robert. Robert is the CEO of Luca Inc. So if you could just give Robert a round of applause. Whilst he's coming on, Robert is the leading provider of the middle and the back office enterprise and data software solutions for crypto asset industry, but they also do traditional rather than crypto only. And prior to Luca, Robert had led large-scale risk, cybersecurity, and technology transformations whilst he was at PwC, and advisory as well, but he's also an ex-Marine. So without getting into the ex-Marine side of things with current climate, Robert, let's keep it cyber and let's keep it crypto. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you all for having me today. I'd like to thank all of the rulers and leaders of the UAE, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi, and also Vertex Group for hosting this and giving us the opportunity to be a sponsor today. As we look towards this conference and realize that the focus is on the various benefits that blockchain offers to many industries, we look back at Bitcoin, which really started all of this over 12 years ago, and it offers a ton of lessons towards these other blockchain use cases that I believe it's worth reflecting on. We know that we're going to hear about supply chain use cases, healthcare use cases, and many others that are still in development, and we're very anxious to see them in production because we know how much these industries can benefit from them. However, when we look at crypto assets, which have now been utilized very materially for over 12 years, the lessons offer a reflection that's very different than the original design of Bitcoin. And so I wanted to share some of these lessons and the history that we've seen, and some other observations that we've noticed at Luca, since we support hundreds of the largest institutions that are using these assets today. If we look back, Bitcoin was produced or went into production in January of 2009. If we look at 2012, Coinbase was founded as a very different company than what we see today, which is now a very, very material, multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. We see in the United States, the first tax laws were passed as early as 2014, requiring US tax filers to file their taxes on cryptocurrencies. The first stablecoin, Tether, was created in October 2014. And then in July 2015, Ethereum was created, which I believe was really one of the big accelerators of the rest of the innovation that took place following. And if we fast forward to today, we see that the market cap of crypto assets exceeds $2 trillion globally, valued in US dollars. That's mostly represented in the top 10 crypto assets. We have over 9,000 crypto assets that are traded today across institutions. And there's multiple publicly traded businesses, Galaxy Digital. We know Coinbase just recently is publicly traded, and we see many other companies that are looking to offer some form of a public listing in the near future, companies like eToro and others around the world. And so if we look at all of this and how material this ecosystem is, what really is the most material aspects to consider? Is it the underlying blockchain technology, or is that just simply a spark that's created a lot of other innovation? And if we look at crypto and cryptocurrencies as an example. Many consider it to be a new asset class. Personally, I do not believe it's a new asset class. It's simply a technology that can be applied to any asset class. And it's also created many new asset classes, such as cryptocurrencies and stablecoins. But ultimately, this technology has enabled an exciting ecosystem to emerge that's trading and is transacting in very different ways than we've seen in the past. And this is because it offers new forms of accessibility. It offers traders, whether they're institutions or individuals, to trade assets for one another without cash, in fractional quantities, and across borders, for traders of all different types, whether they're the small trader that traditionally might have been prohibited from trading some of these assets, or the large institutions. And really, it's this new ecosystem that, in my opinion, which has happened more naturally and has evolved, very different from the original intent of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin white paper, that I think is worth looking at and reflecting on as we look at other use cases of blockchain in all of these other industries. I also wanted to share how I joined this industry, because I'm actually fairly new to it. And I was at, as it was mentioned, at PricewaterhouseCoopers in 2018. I was not involved in crypto. I knew just a little bit about it. I had read the white paper and whatnot. I was introduced by a friend and a colleague who had just invested in a small startup called Libra, which is now Luca has rebranded as Luca today. And really, he told me that he was building software for fund administrators that were responding to all of these crypto funds that had emerged around 2016 and 2017. I told him that I didn't really know much about fund administration or crypto, and I wished him the best. Several months later, we continued to hear